All right. So this one says solve, and we got a quadratic. So in a quadratic, if we can identify right off that we can factor or not factor, awesome. If not, we have something that we can use called the discriminant, which is b squared minus 4ac. All right, and so we have a, b, and c because that's the standard form for a quadratic. So my value for b is 9 squared minus 4 times a, which is -1, and then times c, which is 9. So I have 81 minus -4 times 9, which is -36. That comes out to D equals 117. Anybody get anything different? I'm taking it as a no. I got the same thing. Everybody got anything different? All right, good. And so what do we know about the number 117? I'll answer that too. It's not perfect, and it's positive, which means that it is greater than 0. And since it is not perfect but greater than 0, then we have 2 irrational roots, zeros, or x-intercepts. All three are the same thing. So that's what that's telling us. And so what happened is we can't factor it. And since we can't factor it, we've already done the bulk of the quadratic formula. Here's a quadratic formula. Negative b plus or minus the square root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. This right here is the same thing as what? What is b squared minus 4ac? It's the same thing as the discriminant. So I can take the 117, all that work that you think you're doing for nothing, and I can plug it in. All right, and so my plus or minus the square root of 117 can go right there. And so now, negative b, my b is 9, so it's going to be -9 plus or minus the square root of 117 all over 2 times a, and a is -1. So 2 times a is -2. Okay? Why are they getting 13? If y'all do these right here, do you get a different value than my discriminant? Because their answers are 13. And 117 is prime. Correct?
Incorrect.
It's not prime?
117 can be divided by 3.
Bam. All right, so let's simplify this radical. Right here. Simplify this radical. Thanks, John, for telling me I'm incorrect.
Hey, I'm trying to help.
It happens, bro. I'm incorrect a lot. All right, and so that simplifies to
3 by 3 by 17.
that right there? Or 13?
13.
13. You're incorrect. So 1 comes out, 1's eliminated, and so we're left with -9 plus or minus 3
Square root 13.
all over
By -2.
-2. And that's D on your paper. D. Now, here's one thing I want you to do, which I should have done on that, but I'm not intelligent enough for that. here's one thing you can do if you're trying to do factors of things. All right? You can go into your calculator, go to the y equals. Okay? This is using the graphing calculator what it's intended for and not 3 times 2. And so I can go into my graphing calculator right here. And what number am I trying to find factors of? 117. What do I do to factor something? Factors are 2 or more things multiplied to give me that. So if I have that, how do I figure out what multiplies to it? Is I can divide it, and if I put x in there, whatever I substitute in for x is going to say that it's a factor. If it comes out, it's going to give me the other number multiplied to x to give me that factor. And so when I do that and graph it, second table, I can look at numbers multiplied that give me 117. And so if I go down here to where we had 3, let's go up. And so you're trying to look for some that are either perfect squares. So 9's a perfect square. That could have gone in as 3 times 3 times 13. One comes out, one's eliminated. You can look for the ones that don't have decimals. There's 3 and 39. And that's how you can use your calculator to help you factor if you can't recognize factors on your own. All right?